suspended Scott Israel from office. He appointed Gregory Toney, who had been a sergeant with the Coral Springs Police Department and then in private business teaching active shooter training.
Sheriff Toney joins us now by way of Skype. Sheriff, how are you? Good morning. Great to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, Sheriff.
Good morning.
And if
Good morning, both of you. Thanks for having me.
And if I can jump right into it, the biggest criticism against you both this morning and for the past 4 to 5 months is your perception that you have been untruthful, from either a sin of commission or sin of omission, not putting down on your applications for law enforcement from the get-go the fact that there was a murder when you were a teenager in Philadelphia. However that panned out, it was not on your application. How do voters deal with that? And especially since then, the supervisor in Coral Springs, in hindsight, said he probably would not have hired you for your first job there. It actually asks on the application if you had ever been to court, have ever been arrested. It's a very broad question. The answer, with what you have told us, should really have been yes, factually.
Sheriff, again, sort of a corollary here. At the beginning of this year, you filled out a sworn affidavit for the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and said that you had never had a criminal record sealed or expunged. But that wasn't true either. Sheriff Toney, a couple of weeks ago, the men and women who work for you as both road deputies and the command staff lieutenants had a vote of no confidence, and 88% of the road deputies voted no confidence in you, and among the lieutenants union, 85% voted no confidence. Now, how can you successfully run this critical agency if the majority of the men and women who vote for you don't have confidence in your ability?
I want to switch gears here a little bit, Sheriff. You were here at the desk with us in March, right after you were appointed and took office, and we had asked you how the politics of this office, as an elected office, changed the calculus of how you do law enforcement. And you told us that it shouldn't, but it does. So now that we're in a full-on election, how has the politics, being a politician, changed the way you operate BSO, if it has?
In understanding that there are individuals, including Scott, who would resort to some of the most egregious allegations, both from racist and derogatory statements, for his campaign to reference me as a nigger.
I just want to go on record that I just want to say he did not do this on this program. I'm not sure how to respond to that, because that has no place on this program, but we will take that up. So, Sheriff, I appreciate your time. We are always glad to be with you this morning, and this race, we might mention, has at least 7 other candidates as well, and so best of luck to everybody.